Okay, we are here with old friend Evan Sayet, and again, and I mean it, old friend. He was really there for me last year as I wrote about concerning a tough time at CPAC 2017 when my wife was ill. Evan, CPAC 2018, excited?
Yeah, but how did this happen? It was literally, well, no, not literally, but it felt like yesterday that what you're talking about took place, and boom, here we are again. Very excited. First time I really set in that Trump is president. 'Cause last year, of course, he was only a month into office at that point. Now a year and a month later, and he's doing so well, everybody's excited.
Now, you'll remember last year when I was interviewing people, I got a range of opinions on the president. This year, I've had very few people who have not signed on with Donald Trump. I mean, I interviewed Sarah Rumpf, who's not a Trump person, obviously, and I've one Democrat so far, but I mean, the Republicans here, they're signed on.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Look, really what you have to get over is he's not a statesman. He does things that are not statesman-like from time to time. Obviously, I'm referring to his tweets. But, you know, I wrote an article, and I actually believe it may be the single most read article in Town Hall's history. It's got 110,000 shares, and it's called He Fights. And I make the point in this article that Donald Trump is the first wartime president in the cultural war.
And that's a great line.
Oh, thank you, sir. And
I wish I wrote that.
Well, you can just steal it now. Well, no, you can. It's been officially documented.
Well, I can borrow, but I have permission to borrow it.
You may borrow it. And you expect different things from a wartime president and from a fighter than you do in times of peace. And congeniality or collegiality, which is what McCain sought, is just not what you need in a wartime president. And niceness, which is what Mitt Romney brought, is just not what you need in a wartime president. You know, Abraham Lincoln, where I got the title He Fights from, is Abraham Lincoln said about Grant, who supposedly was a heavy drinker. I can't spare this man.
He fights. Yep. Now, speaking of fighting, that was a fighting speech. I thought it was a killer speech. What did you think?
I thought I slept in and missed it.
Oh! Evan, you should have seen when he talked about the failure of the law enforcement and talking about concealed carry for teachers and such, because they love the students, and I want someone who loves them to be there to protect them. I thought the collective media around me were going to throw up. I made it a point to look around because I was live gabbing it.
And two things you have to notice about the left. One is when somebody sets off a bomb, they blame the bomber. When somebody commits a rape or another physical act, they blame the rapist. But when somebody commits a murder with a gun, they blame the gun. And what's funny is, and not funny, haha, funny odd, Barack Obama was president for 8 years. We had tons of school shootings under Barack Obama, and yet when the Democrats were in control, especially at the beginning...
Filibuster-proof majority in the Senate.
Exactly, especially at the beginning, when they had a filibuster-proof majority, they did absolutely nothing, and nobody blamed Obama. Okay, but suddenly Trump, and now because these leftist movements aren't really anti-gun, they're not pro-environment, they're not pro-women, they're not pro-black. Every single one of them is just a fig leaf, a way to attack Western civilization, period. They're all just leftist, anti-American marches.
And of course, on the gun stuff, we're both old enough to remember where gun laws were much more lax, where guns were very common in schools and stuff, and there weren't a bunch of school shootings. So either if the culture had to change, the guns have not changed.
And twofold. Another point to be made is look at where the Democrats have control, and they have put the strictest gun laws. That's where you have the most gun murders. Right? Chicago has very tough gun laws. Chicago's one of the murder capitals of America. Baltimore, St. Louis, wherever liberals are, and they put in their gun-free zones, that's where the mass murders take place.
Now, last year you were talking about your comedy special, A Deplorable Mind. And you were telling me it's now available on Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon Prime. Evan Sayet, A Deplorable Mind. It's my equivalent of an HBO special. Remember they used to have George Carlin and whatever. Well, HBO's not going to give me my own special, but Amazon Prime has. So go to Amazon Prime, look up Evan Sayet, and it's Evan Sayet, A Deplorable Mind.
Now, Evan, I'm going to ask you the questions I've asked everybody else because I'm asking everyone this at CPAC. And although I know the answer to the first question, I'm going to ask it anyway.
Yes, I'm going to vote for Trump.
Trump year one, thumbs up, thumbs down. What did you like best? What did you like least?
Absolutely thumbs up. What I like the best. A lot of it's under the radar. A lot of it is the eliminating of unneeded, duplicating restrictions and regulations. those, of course, the judges I love. I love the fact that he's moving the embassy to Jerusalem, and what's so
I stood
telling.
and applauded for that in the media room. I felt very lonely.
And what's so telling, I gave a lecture on the media and how they've gotten every major story of our entire lifetimes, not just wrong, but diametrically opposed to the truth. Whether it was that Japan was an unstoppable economic juggernaut while they were plummeting into a decades-long recession, whether it's that Islam is a religion of peace, etc., etc., whether it's Ferguson, Missouri, where they said Michael Brown had his hands up and he was pleading, don't shoot. All right? And even with the movie of the embassy in Jerusalem, the media told us there'd be riots in the Arab street, that there'd be violence, and by the way, none at all. None.
Just fear-mongering. Speaking of fear, Republicans, 1-seat margin in the Senate, very favorable electoral map. 25-seat margin in the House, less favorable map there. Does the GOP keep the House and Senate, and what can Trump do to help them do that?
Well, not only do we keep the House and Senate, but I think our numbers actually go up, which is historic. It goes against the historic precedent. But nonetheless, I think our numbers go up for a very simple reason. One of the reasons, and only one, but one of the reasons that Hillary lost was because those Obamacare premium bills started to show up in people's mailboxes, and they held in their hand proof that Obama had lied, that Obamacare, they already knew you couldn't keep your doctor, you couldn't keep your health plan, but he promised premiums would drop, instead they skyrocketed. Well, now they're holding in their hands the receipt from their paycheck, and they're seeing in their hands that they have more money thanks to Donald Trump, even though the media lied and said it was tax cuts for the rich and the poor and the working people wouldn't see anything. So it's the tangible things. And already his approval ratings, according to Rasmussen, are higher than Obama's.
Drudge reported 50% today. Final question. Do you make the DACA deal for the wall, or based on, well, actually, you didn't hear the president's speech. The president said we probably won't get DACA, but we're going to get the wall. Do we have to make the deal?
I don't think we have to make the deal, but I don't see anything wrong with the deal. I mean, in all grown-up reality, something has to be done about these people who have lived here their entire lives. So, yes, use it as a bargaining chip. Don't do it without the wall and without the end of chain immigration, without the end of the lottery system.
And where do people find you besides CPAC?
Oh, gee, nowhere. Just find me here next year. They can find me at Evan Sayet, S as in Sam, AYET.com.
And buy his book, The Kindergarten of Eden. You will not regret it. And buy my book too, because you won't regret it either.
And by the way, I'd like to include the subtitle so people know it's not just a novel. It's called The Kindergarten of Eden, How the Modern Liberal Thinks. It's the definitive explanation for something you guys don't understand. Why does the left ignore the facts, reject reason, and invariably side with evil?
Evan Sayet, one of the best men at CPAC. Thank you so much.